Well, ladies and gents, welcome to Lady Bitch Time. Lady Bitch Time is a program invented by me. You're a lady. Not so much. I am like the most extreme tomboy on this planet. But that aside, this program was invented to bitch about whatever the fuck I am feeling like at this moment in time. You can bitch with me. In fact, in the future, I will be bitching about something that you need to bitch about. Who knows? I'm your host, Amanda, and new episodes will be airing every Tuesday on the Pew Pew Audio Network. So stick around, bitches.
Dudes with Brews on a Porch presents to you another edition of Strange Brews. Conspiracies, murder, ghost stories, aliens. They're all coming to get you, my dears.
Don't worry. We're not going to get critiqued the next time after this episode. So, not like last time. My friend Anna, recent college grad.
Yay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. How does it feel?
Feels really great.
How long were you in school?
Well, technically 4 years, but, you know, a couple first years were staggered, so maybe like 6.
I think it's a pretty common story.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to hold the mic like this?
Oh, sorry.
Just like that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
It's all right. You're learning the craft. But, yeah, so you have not associates, you have a bachelor's.
Yep. And
now you're going for your master's because you're crazy.
Yeah, I start actually at the end of this month, I start a class on psychopathology, which is
sounds difficult.
Diagnosing mental disorders.
Okay. So do you ever have to like do studies on kind of the stuff that you see and hear on television with like kind of the stuff that's going on with certain like school situations or anything like that?
You mean like school shootings?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. No.
No. Okay. I didn't know if they like incorporated some of these things into like case studies or something like that.
Yeah, like I took a abnormal psych class, and that's kind of like the same thing as psychopathology. It's like the first step, and we talked about school shootings and that.
Really?
Talk about like
it'd be like interesting. Like it's an interesting category of study, I guess you could say, or whatever. An interesting field to go into, but I am nowhere near.
No. Yeah.
Smart enough. Nowhere near.
I'm not either.
I went to school to be on the radio, and I did that for a short amount of time, and now I'm doing this. So here we are. We're gonna dive into some Elevation Beer Company. It's from Poncha Springs, Colorado.
Oh.
And I got this beer from an app called Tavor.
Okay.
Tavor, and it's an app in which you can order beers. Though every day they release different beers that you can only get for a certain amount of time. Limited edition beers that you can't necessarily find in the area.
So this is limited edition? Just
kind of like
okay.
it's harder to find in this area. So we're trying Apis 4, which is a honey quadruple ale brewed with honey. I'll give you the details on that. So it's 10% ABVs. So I got a 41 in the IBUs. And if you're eating with it,
I was just reading that.
If you're eating with it, you're supposed to pair it with some smoked meat, duck, camembert, cheese.
Camembert.
Camembert?
I think, yeah.
Oh, well, we're in America. We'll say camembert. Maybe. I don't know. But it's a dark brown, has hues of orange and red, a thick creamy of white head, and traditional Belgian lacing. The beer has notes of bread, dark plums, figs, molasses, honey, balanced with a light earthy and floral bitterness. You feel?
I like it.
I haven't tried it. Let me taste it real quick. So, Elevation Brewing Company. It says make positive impact on the can. It's got some bees and mountains and shit.
No, I really like it. It's like not too sweet. Just the right amount of sweet.
Yeah, it's got a good taste of honey.
I wish I had some Camembert cheese to eat. Had I known.
Interesting. It's not like you're like a Leinenkugels where it's like overbearing with honey or anything like that. So,
it's darker than like a
like
Honeywise.
Right. Honeywise, I used to think it was the shit, and then not so much anymore.
What's your favorite beer since doing all of these podcasts?
It's a good question. My favorites, I would say, is so far the Pseudo Sue.
Where's that from?
It's toppling. Oh my God, toppling and Goliath, and it is a double. The one I had was the double hop India Pale Ale, and it's amazing. It looks like orange juice, and it's so fucking good, and I love it.
At festival?
Yes, you kind of get it at a festival, and they just released, and I hope I gotta hit the stores and look for it. They released one called King Su that I'm gonna have to try to get. So I really like the IPAs. Like if I can make this whole podcast just strictly IPAs, but I try to show the love for all the beers and all that.
I'm not a big
shit.
IPA fan, so
you know, at first I wasn't either, but
you just really moved from Honeywise to IPAs.
I love them. I started with Bud Light, Coors Light back in the day, and now look at me. I'm really advancing my taste buds in life, and I'm very happy for it. Thank you very much. So you have your bachelor's degree, going for your master's. I've thought about doing that.
What would you go for your master's in?
English. Yeah. My grandma, every time I see my one grandma, she always says that I need to freelance write because I'm such a great writer, but I don't understand, because she based this off the statuses that I post on Facebook.
Oh no. I'm just kidding.
Like I don't know what, like, I guess when I go like on rants, I try to like be trying to make them sound as educated as possible. So I put a lot of thought into them.
You don't want people to poke holes in them later.
There's lots of drafts, of drafts in these, and lots of
Word
edits.
documents.
Right. So, but she says, I don't know, maybe someday I'll branch into this writing life.
Based off your Facebook post.
Yeah, based off my Facebook post. I have a couple ideas I want to do. I've like produced like full like radio pieces and stuff like this, American Life type stuff. So I like doing that a lot. It takes a lot of work though. Yeah. So maybe someday.
Maybe like journalism or something.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't know if you can get your master's in that. Can you? I don't know how any of that shit works. I looked into it for English and it seemed incredibly hard, and I was like, nope. No way. I'm not gonna do it. So this is we're gonna do a Strange Brew episode, where last time I did this I was by myself, and I talked about being sleep deprived and about people who use sleep deprivation and sleepwalking as a defense for murder.
Really? Oh, that just happened recently, didn't it? Or no, I was thinking of a guy, there's
one that happened in 2017, I think, or something like that.
There was a guy that said he took too much cold medicine and then he ended up killing his wife. That happened in on one of the coasts, but that's not the same thing. But being interesting.
Oh, too much,
robo tripping.
NyQuil, yeah. Jeez, too much of that purple drink, I guess.
But does that happen often?
There's quite a bit, and it goes back for a long time ago. People were using it as a defense. I don't know how that could be used as a defense. I mean, regardless, you killed somebody. I don't know.
Yeah. You still did it.
A murder's a murder.
Yeah.
Shit happens. So, and speaking of murders, we're going to talk about the Smiley Face Murder Theory that has some links to a big university city in our great state of Wisconsin. So, pretty much what this is the Smiley Face Murder Theory is a theory advanced by two retired New York City detectives. They had a number of young men found dead in bodies of water across several Midwestern American states over the last decade, and they said that they did not accidentally drown. It was concluded by some agencies that they were victims of a serial killer or killers, the term smiley face, because they were connected to alleged murderers. When it was made public that police had discovered graffiti depicting a smiley face near locations where they think the killer dumped the bodies in at least a dozen of these cases, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So where did you first hear about this? I
had seen it in a book. I can't remember. I think it was called The Riverside, and I never read it, and I was just really interested by the whole idea of it, that all these people just supposedly walked off a bridge one day all drunkenly and then supposedly did it themselves, or were they murdered,
Yeah, and this there's a bridge in La Crosse, and I've heard about this because you hear about it kind of a lot, because a lot of people, they say, drunkenly fall off this bridge, they drown, they die. Sorry, I'm getting a little bubbly from that honey. They're saying that it's not the smiley face ones, but it could be. So let me see here. The La Crosse, Wisconsin Police Department, which was in charge of 8 of the investigations in these cases, released an official statement reiterating their original conclusions that the deaths were accidental drownings of inebriated men and stating that no smiley face symbols were found in connection of any of these cases.
That's still a lot of people to just randomly...
Yeah, you would
over
think
like a 10-year period.
You'd think that maybe after number 5, they would try to do something about it.
And I think like even the Golden State Killer, like a lot of his stuff wasn't connected until like way later on.
Yeah, that's just pretty wild too. Mm-hmm. They'll probably make a Netflix show about that, I would imagine.
I would watch it.
It's in the making right now. Evil Genius is a crazy show.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll talk about that case, but since you can kind of get more educated and you get it presented in a very professional manner on Netflix, I would encourage you to do it.
Just a side note, did you think the pizza delivery guy was involved by the end of that?
No, I don't think so.
No, I didn't get that vibe either.
He doesn't sound like the type of the guy that was doing it. And then the prostitute or whatever at the end made that confession. So no, I don't think he did it. Poor dude. He was just trying to make a buck delivering some Zaz, and they made that movie based off that. 30 minutes or less.
Oh, really?
With Aziz Ansari's Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, yeah.
And who's that? Is that Nick Swartzen, I think, is in it?
That came out like so many
a long
years
time ago.
But yeah, now that you say it, I remember
the premise, he's a
kind of
a pizza delivery boy. Yeah, really fucked up. Really fucked up. But anyways, in March of 2009, a criminal justice faculty member at the St. Cloud State University voiced his support for this theory on an episode of the one and only Larry King. Larry
King.
Then
it's true. Once it's on Larry King, it's just fact.
He's the fucking man.
I can't believe he's still kicking.
He's going to get his body frozen.
Oh, he is?
Cryogenically frozen. Why not?
I guess why not, but...
If I were to be anybody...
He's so frail. How can he...
Apparently he's not, because, I don't know, he's going to live forever.
I think there'd be some, stipulations, but I guess not. It's already 100.
It's all how much money you have.
Right.
I want to be, if I were, when it comes to broadcasting, I'd either want to be the next Casey Kasem or Larry King.
Wasn't Casey Kasem, kidnapped by his...
I'm Casey Kasem.
This is the top 40. Isn't that what he...
When you're in La Crosse and you're going across a bridge and you're all fucked up,
don't fall off the bridge.
To keep your feet on the ground, but keep reaching for the stars. Up Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem, wasn't he kidnapped by his second wife?
It's very sad. The end of his life is a very, very sad story.
Okay.
Yeah, he was not in a good state of mind. He was just going away, and he was essentially held hostage for money in a sense by his own family. It's very fucked up.
Well, I hope that that doesn't happen to you.
I know someone that does a spot on Casey Kasem impression.
Oh, really?
It's amazing. It is amazing. And
I can't do it.
That's what I need I'm going to email that guy after this, and I'm going to have him do an opening for my potty. Oh, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. Back to this. So Larry King, they talked about the murders, and this person from St. Cloud said, yeah, I think it is linked to these killers, to this string of murders.
That's one a year.
That is a lot, yeah. But of course, any law enforcement's going to say it's bullshit, it's ludicrous. So Pat Brown, he calls it ludicrous. Luda! He, arguing that the evidence does not fit with what is known about these serial killers. Brown also believes that the smiley face images found in some of the cases are likely nothing more than coincidental, based on, making a guess of where the bodies...
I don't believe in coincidence. Not when it comes to 10 murders.
Yeah, when there's
murders.
When you look to the side and there's a smiley face, there's a dead body... Oh, hey, there's one of those again. Okay, moving on. So he says it's not an unusual symbol, but I don't know. He says if you look in any area 5 square miles, he bets you can find a smiley face. Maybe a smiling face from the happy citizens, but not
graffiti.
So the FBI issued a statement. They said they reviewed the information about the victims provided by these police detectives who have dubbed the incidences as smiley face murders. They interviewed an individual who provided information to the detectives. To date, we have not developed any evidence to support links between these tragic deaths or evidence sustaining the theory that these deaths are the work of a serial killer or killers. The vast majority of these instances appear to be alcohol-related drownings. But why wouldn't you... I just feel like you would do something about that.
Even if like aside there wasn't a serial killer, like you still have so many people that are drunkenly walking off a bridge into the water. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's very
there
confusing.
was this really interesting Sir Sherlock episode. Do you watch Sherlock?
No.
You should. But basically,
is that with
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Oh, isn't there like a modern day one with like Lucy Liu, or what am I thinking? There's one where I think is Lucy Liu a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in like
she's
action
in Charlie's
movies.
Angels.
Yeah, that lady, Lucy Liu.
No, she's
But
not
didn't
in
she
the
play, like,
British one.
I thought she played in like a Watson or something.
Maybe. But this one's from the BBC, and I don't think she's British. So.
Nope, she's not.
So, but there's a taxi cab driver, and it's like one of the first episodes. And what he does is they were like, there has to be a serial killer because all these people are dying in like unusual ways, and he would convince the people to kill themselves. It was very interesting, but I wonder if
I don't know. Do you have
there's something similar going on?
So some kind of more information about this. There's about a total of 40 college students that are connected with this theory.
40?
Yeah.
What are the years that it spans? I thought I saw 1993.
And it happens, like, it's happened pretty recently. So it's, all the way back to, so around, it says, starting around 1997 and stretching across 11 states from New York to Minnesota, more than 3 dozen waterlogged corpses, I should say, have been found in rivers, lakes, ponds, shared too many similarities for it all to be too coincidental. Because, like Anna, these people don't believe in coincidences.
Nope.
Is there some like saying with coincidences or something? Like, like excuses. Everyone has an excuse. Excuses are like assholes.
I don't know.
Everyone knows one. Everyone has one. Something like that.
I don't know that one.
You never heard that one?
No.
You never heard excuses are like assholes?
Mm-mm.
Oh, really? When I worked at Walmart, like people would all like, I would have associates. I had a good rapport with them. I was, I'm a pretty laid back and I like to be sarcastic and joking,
You were the cool boss.
I don't know if I was cool. I definitely pissed them off at times, but they would go like, they would always give me like reasons, and then I would rub my fingers together, the world's tiniest violin, and then I'd say, you know what they say about excuses? And then they would like turn around and just shuffle away. Sometimes they would laugh, but anyways, so these similarities include the victims were all white, college-aged males who were described as athletic, good-looking, and academically successful. They have a theory that the perpetrator was possibly clumsy, ugly, and dumb, and therefore motivated by envy.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum. So we got an ugly, clumsy, dumb serial killer. We're chasing after Goofy.
Yeah.
Over here.
I mean, he's not too dumb if he's kept up this charade for so long.
The victims all have been spotted at local bars or parties getting drunk on the evening they disappeared. In at least a dozen cases, smiley faces were found painted near where the detectives determined the bodies might have been dropped into the water, which that's
so weird.
And that is a weird coincidence. And nearly all of these alleged drowning victims were discovered in frigid northern climates during winter months, a ball shrinking climatic scenario in more ways than one, in which even the drunkest of frat people might hesitate to wander near a body of water, yet there was no like similar pattern of alcohol-related drownings in the southern states, even in summertime in these states.
Okay.
That's weird, is it not? Like you
that's
think,
weird.
Even if you're drunk and you fall off a bridge into some water while in summer, you're definitely still gonna drown. It's 100% possible.
Yeah.
And
I
then
would think if it's that cold, it's definitely gonna go quicker.
Right.
So.
Ball shrinking. Since some of the disappearances occurred on the same night in different states, the detectives concluded that a well-structured organization of killers was responsible. Huh.
Second theory. It's a cult or something.
It could be.
Maybe.
It could be. Yeah, that's a good idea. A good suggestion.
The smiley face cult.
The smiley face cults. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. So 2 of these were determined to be homicides. So
were they in Wisconsin?
Let's see here. So one was 20-year-old Patrick McNeil, who was spotted drinking with his friends at Manhattan's Dapper Dog Bar. So this is in New York. In February of 1997, his corpse was dragged out of the East River 2 months later, and 12 miles away, he was found floating in the water face up, which is extremely rare for victims of drowning. Duh. An autopsy revealed that he had some marks around his neck, his groin area, so some, what are they called? Like lacerations or something
Bruising
like that? I don't know. He also showed housefly larvae had been laid on his body indoors and under warm conditions.
Yeah, because that can happen.
So he was
in the
dead before
winter.
he was hit the water. And although he'd been missing for 2 months when his body was found, the absence of what's known as skin slippage under his feet indicated that he'd been in the water for less than a day. So he wasn't in the water that long.
No.
So he was definitely murdered. And then on Halloween night in 2002 in Minnesota, a guy named Chris Jenkins was last seen being kicked out of a Minneapolis bar. 4 months later, body found encased in ice in the Mississippi River, face up, with hands folded across his chest. Again, not the typical position for a drowning victim.
Yeah.
Somebody, I don't know.
If you're like struggling, you're not going
Right.
to be like peacefully.
You're not just gonna. My time has come. Here we go.
This is it.
Yeah. According to some forensic pathologists, the statistics are so stacked against this number of young men, Caucasian males, found in bodies of water that in this cluster of states within the period of time that it's almost mathematically impossible for these incidences to be unrelated. And if that person says it, he's a doctor.
I watched this really
Like
interesting
Dre.
thing where there's actually this group of people, I want to say they're in like New York, but they like run algorithms on murders to find if there's serial killers in certain areas. And it's almost like,
I don't like this beer.
you don't?
Mm-mm.
I kind of like
I'm sorry
it.
to
I can only
interrupt you.
drink, no, that's okay. I can only drink like one, and then maybe after like dinner, because it's kind of,
I need some cheese.
or some smoked meats.
Anyways, what were you saying?
No, there's just like a group of people that they're like old retired accountants or professors or whatever, and they run algorithms on like certain types of deaths and everything, and then they can find like clusters of areas and determine if like there is a potential for like a serial killer in like a certain area. And I don't know, that just kind of brought it to my mind because
Did you ever watch the show? Is it called Mindhunter?
I never have, but I heard it's really good.
I heard it was really good, but I couldn't get past the third episode, and they're like, "Oh, that's when it gets good." And I was just like,
Lies.
it was the first like 10 minutes are like super suspenseful, and then it's just really boring for a long time. And I'm like, if you
For
gotta
about
wait,
2 episodes.
if you gotta wait 3 episodes for it to start to kick up a little bit.
Is that about serial killers?
Yeah, it's like about a detective that like interviews these serial killers and shit like that. So I don't know.
Have you watched the show Wild Wild Country?
No, is it cool?
Yeah, it's about like a group of people. It's kind of off topic, but I
That's
just
fine.
thought of
Go
it.
ahead.
But it's about a group of people like from India, and they move to like out in Oregon, and they basically like take over like a little town, and they start they're called like the Baharamas. You haven't watched it?
No.
But it's just like this whole
Is it like a
it's
series or
by-
is it a documentary?
it's like a docu-series. It's by the
Okay.
Dulabs brothers, who do Evil Genius as well. And they but it's just
Isn't it
it's really
Duplass?
Dupla. Oh, sorry. Did I say
Sorry.
Duplass? That's
don't
very
know.
Midwestern. But the show like has both like the people of the town and then people of this like cult or whatever you'd like to call it, and it's just really interesting.
There's they're talking about cults. There's a podcast out there called I Got the Hell Out, and it's about one of the hosts was in a cult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she tells her stories. It's wild. It's fucking weird. I should interview her sometime. That would be pretty cool. But what were you saying? So there's mathematical equations that people like do to see if these
Like
strings are.
they can run to see if there are serial killers. So I don't know. I wonder if they've done this one.
You would think, yeah, they would. Despite like such support, they say the goofy little theory has legions of critics. Of course, people aren't gonna.
Everybody's
go
a
with
critic.
It. Everybody's a critic, yeah. And like we said,
Especially
the FBI in 2008, yeah, especially Dave Jackson.
who hates us.
2008, like we said earlier, the FBI said that it's coincidental. And 2010, the Center for Homicide Research released a document called Drowning the Smiley Face Murder Theory. It outlined 18 reasons they feel it's false. Among these points are none of the smiley faces match one another. So the smiley faces found in different areas. But, I mean, face it, no like dumb serial killer is gonna do this like kind of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what
if
if
you're
it's a cult?
If you're a dumb
and they're different people,
and you can always do different forms of smiley faces and stuff like that. And if you're like a diabolical person who is like killing somebody, you're thinking this shit through so you don't get caught.
Yeah, he's just fat and ugly, not dumb.
He's just fat and ugly. He's not dumb. Maybe a little clumsy.
Yeah.
Maybe he just plays the dumb guy and you know, at social gatherings and things like that. But so
but even like the Golden State Killer, like not everything that he did was the same. Like throughout the years, it changed.
I don't know much about the Golden State, so I know he was recently found because of
a DNA website, which is just so crazy.
Oh, a DNA website, and then didn't like Michelle McNamara?
Yeah, Patton Oswalt's wife,
who passed away.
Yeah, they like.
There's some conspiracies with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
was it the Golden State Killer?
No.
Oh,
that he killed her.
Patton Oswalt?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I saw it on Reddit.
He was pretty devastated.
Right.
That'd be a good cover if you were going to murder
I don't think
someone.
he did. I don't think he's capable of doing that.
Seems like the nicest, jolliest person ever. Not Ratatouille.
Right.
But yeah, she was publishing a book, and I think she had a blog, but she didn't publish the book until they published it
after she passed away.
Yeah, and so they say that was part of the oomph behind finding this Golden State Killer.
And he just killed, like...
He killed, but he also, like raped and also just like assaulted people. Like he didn't always do the same.
He was like a John Wayne Gacy type of guy.
I don't know much. They haven't.
Do you know much about John Wayne Gacy?
No, I just know he was a
clown.
Yeah,
from Wisconsin.
Which is so scary.
Yeah, he's from Wisconsin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we got
all the good ones.
We got a good amount of serial killers. We got John Wayne Gacy. Or no, he's from. I think John Wayne Gacy is actually from Indiana. I want to say so. Excuse me on that.
Just the Midwest.
All you enthusiasts out there, John Wayne Gacy enthusiasts. We had Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ed Gein.
Jeffrey Dahmer, I mean, was pretty nuts. I want to see that movie, My Friend Dahmer.
Oh, yeah.
Which has the dude that plays Austin from Austin and Alley. He plays Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I interviewed him.
What a weird place. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What a weird mindset to get into, though.
Right. I told him that I liked his show Austin and Alley, and he said thank you. I was like, my daughter's a big fan. He's like, oh, tell her I say hi.
You're like, that was your cover. My daughter's a big fan. When really,
it was
you were the
one
big
of
fan?
The more preferable shows on the Disney Channel at the time.
You had to pick.
Sometimes you gotta pick.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's got these, and I've never heard of the smiley face thing, and I'm actually really intrigued by it. Let's see here. So yeah, they released these 18 reasons in 2010, saying there's no evidence of victim trauma. But the drownings don't fit a serial killer motive, but they do.
Yeah.
You would think so. 40 people die in a similar fashion. They're all males. They're all athletic. They're all like have a lot going for them. Like, wouldn't you think at least one lady would fall off a bridge who was drunk, or at least one like uggo would fall off the bridge while they're drunk?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like one. If they're all like college students, that to me that just seems way
and
too
the fact
similar.
That they all had everything going for them. I guess because some of these were thought to be like suicides, and I don't obviously like.
Well, you never know.
Yeah,
now,
you never know. But
Anthony Bourdain, Katie Spade.
Yeah.
Katie Spade was worth $200 million. She had a very successful fashion line. It's very.
Did you know she was the sister-in-law to David Spade? I didn't know that.
It's her sister. That's his sister, I think.
No.
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. Yeah.
Okay. I thought
it was
it was
crazy.
Yeah, I knew that. He talked about her in a podcast with on WTF, Mark Maron, a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You know, nothing but good things to say about her. So it is very it's sad, but like you said,
everybody like they all had something
different.
going for them. They all had.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. So one of these. Someone's knocking on your door?
I think so. I'm just gonna go check.
You
Sorry.
want to put it on pause? Yeah. It's Smiley Face. Okay, we're back. No one's at the door. just the wind.
Or the smiley
Or was
face
it-
killer.
Who are the people that live downstairs? Nice people?
No, they're on vacation. So no.
Are they dumb, clumsy, ugly?
Definitely not the smiley face killers.
That's good. Well, yeah, they were saying that one of these detectives who once claimed to have mortgaged his house so he could pursue these investigations seems to have stopped doing research in the case sometime around 2012. He and the other detective have reportedly moved on to other cases. Several surviving parents of alleged smiley face victims have also expressed doubts about the former detective's motives for ever making a big public stink about their theory. And then when one of the person's sons died in Albany, New York, it was classified as a drowning, although his dad says that he thinks it's still murder. He doesn't know if it's necessarily the string of the smiley face theory. So pretty crazy. I don't know. It just seems floating corpses found face up. Like that's just not, you know what I mean? That's
Typical.
just not typical. So I'm glad you brought this up. So I guess we'll leave it up to people who wait, hold on a second. Most recently, the smiley face killer theory was invoked in February of 2015 in regards to
Saw that.
a reputed drowning death of a 21-year-old Shane Montgomery who was last seen drinking with his friends the day before Thanksgiving, but whose body wasn't found until before Christmas. I don't know.
So even up to 2015.
Well, do you think maybe like there could have been like copycat killers or something like this?
I mean, maybe.
It definitely is possible that maybe a couple of these people had gotten like some scraps or something on the bridge.
Yeah.
You know, like they were going face to face at the bar and they're like, meet me outside at the bridge, 3:00 or something like that.
Yeah.
And like something happened, but I don't know. That just seems
To be gone for 1 month, though, it's kind of crazy.
right. It's I don't know. That's weird. What do you think? Why are people so interested in things like this, in murder? So on a
There's
psychological
like something really
level,
intriguing. Like you can't stop reading about them, or you can't, even though they're really disturbing.
right?
I don't know.
Well, they make fucking movies about them.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer did some crazy shit. Ed
Yeah.
Gein did some crazy shit, and they're making movies about it.
Yeah. Have you seen? There's that new show called "It's the End of the Fucking World." Have you watched that?
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Oh, I really liked it. But yeah, that's about like a young kid who thinks he's like a sociopath or a psychopath, serial killer, and he's like plotting to kill this girl, and it's all like very
right.
I don't know what
It's
kind of
kinda
humor
like
would you say that is? Like,
Yeah, like darker humor
Darker
or something
humor,
like that. Kind of like a, there's a lot of funny stuff when it comes to like Dexter too. There's a
Yeah.
lot of funny moments, and even in the books, there are funny moments in that stuff too.
oh yeah, because he was a serial killer too.
Dexter, yeah. I don't think he was based on anybody, but I'm gonna crack open the second beer. So I brought two kinds.
Okay.
I didn't finish the first one. I don't want to bag on them, but I don't know. Like the first few sips were good. I don't know what it is.
I think it's like a dessert beer. It's very heavy. I like dark. I mean, it's dark.
Yeah,
I like dark beers.
It's medium.
It's medium?
Yeah, it's a little more medium. It's not like a stout or anything, but yeah, a little darker on the darker side. I don't know. I just don't. It's got a weird taste to it. It's not hoppy enough for me. Maybe.
Is it too honey?
I don't know. No, it's not. The honey,
Quadruple honey.
the honey amount is good. I don't know what it is, but after a while, I just
Started off strong and then just out of nowhere
Right.
decided.
I was like,
Not
I
for you.
I changed my mind. I changed my mind very, very quickly. So we're gonna try this this Monkless Belgian Ale. So this is from Bend, Oregon. This is a product of the USA. It's a Peppercorn Imperial Wit beer. So it's a wheat beer brewed with spices. What kind of spices?
I would assume peppercorn.
Yeah, right. It doesn't give you too much information on the can. I like the very informative cans. So it's 8.2 ABVs. The IBUs give you, let me see on this Untapped at a 30. So here's a quick description of that. It's a Belgian style wit beer is brewed using unmalted wheat, sometimes oat and malted barley. They're spiced with coriander and orange peel. I don't know what coriander is.
I think it's like, yeah. It's like, I always thought it was like dried cilantro, but I could be wrong.
Cilantro. I made a rap song about cilantro one time.
Only you.
I did. You don't have those videos still, do you?
What videos?
My rap videos.
No.
Remember? Alta's house? Back in the day?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't have them.
Spit
Probably
some-
maybe like on my old computer.
Hopefully
but
not. I spit
I'll
some
go check her out.
ill rhymes. But anyways, wit beers are spiced with the orange peel and the coriander. It's a style that dates back hundreds of years.
Oh.
It fell into a relative, like no one did it anymore until it was revived by the Belgian brewer Pierre Celis in 1960. The style currently enjoying a renaissance, especially in the American markets. Wit means white. Okay, so it's a white brew. It smells like a Sprite, kinda. A little bit.
it kind of smells bad.
Yeah, smell with pee or
It smells
Sprite
a
with pee.
little like pee. I'm surprised that it didn't say it had peppercorn in it.
I would imagine it
But
does.
I would have, yeah.
It doesn't give me the ingredients on the can, but I don't know how to describe it. I kind of taste the orange.
I kind of do too.
A little bit. It's definitely lighter. It's not as heavy. It's I mean, the color is white as well. It's a lighter beer. I don't know.
What do you think of the can? I like this. I like the well, how do you say this?
The artwork, the Apis 4.
Apis.
Yeah, I like the artwork on that too.
Yeah.
This
Kind
other
of
one
what gets me for beers.
This other one purchased on a Tavour. Again, like, so every day they release like a handful of beers, and you can buy it by the can. So you can buy like one, you can buy 6. There's limits and stuff, and it's stuff that they say that you can't find in the area, but that's not true because I found some of the ones that they had. I had some of the ones that they had listed. I found them at Woodman's in Madison.
Oh, really? I mean, but Woodman's has a pretty extensive collection.
Right. I'm not bagging on them. I'm just.
But it's still liars.
I could go to Woodman's, but I mean, they deliver it right to your door. So
Do you have to buy like a pack of 6?
You buy as many as you want for. So once you start a crate, I think you have like. It gives you like 4.5 weeks to keep on adding to the crate, and then you can choose. At one point, if you're like, all right, I'm done. You choose, and to ship it, they'll ship your crate right to your door. You have to be 21, obviously, to buy it.
How do they?
They card you.
Okay.
The people that deliver it card you.
Oh.
And you sign for it and everything like that. So it's pretty cool. It's delivery right to your door. You can get different kinds of beers. I got a good variety of them. Definitely an expensive investment, I'm gonna say. Some of them because of they have to ship them. And they're harder to find in the area. They get a little bit expensive, but if you're a beer enthusiast and you want to try different beers, I would suggest using Tavour. And then if you do use it, tweet at them and tell them that I sent you, and be like, give these guys a sponsorship.
How much would you say it's per can, like on average?
It depends. So let me pull one up real quick. I haven't been on it. I only did the one crate. I bought enough for a long time, and then I went to Minnesota and I bought a bunch there too. So I still have quite a bit. So they have right now they have like ones from, a lot of them are from Oregon. There's one from Illinois. There's one from South Carolina. So for a 500 milliliter bottle of Carolina Bauernhaus Artesian Ale for a Jupiter Gold is $15.99, which is a barrel aged sour ale, which is pretty expensive. 500 milliliters sounds like a lot, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's like...
That's just one can?
It's like 12 ounces. It's like a bigger bottle. It's like a bottle.
Okay.
I got a couple of one. I got a stout from New Zealand there. So that'll be... I mean, I'm happy so far with these two. I mean, these two are... You never know until you try them. Like the first one I didn't really like.
You liked it at first.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this other one. I don't know.
It's not bad, but it's not like my breath is taken away.
No, it doesn't really taste like much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna say, like it doesn't have that beer taste to it at all.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like a LaCroix beer or something. It's like,
Yeah.
it has like a hint of flavor and some carbonation.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not gonna tag either of these in my statuses because I don't want to make them feel bad because they put in a lot of work
Yeah.
to provide these. I don't like either of these beers. I
mean, like I could drink them.
I like
They're drinkable.
Yeah, they're definitely drinkable. They're not like, I'll take a sip and spit it out. Like Steve Cold Austin or whatever, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I believe he was the guy that chugged beers and spit them all over
know.
the fucking place. But yeah, you don't have any ghost stories or anything like that. What's your like paranormal expertise?
Okay.
Do you have any?
No, I mean, I do. I guess I have like one ghost story, but
Let's hear it.
I like lived in this old
Da-na-na-na-na.
and I do think ghosts I don't know. I don't know know what I think about them. I guess I kind of do, kind of don't kind of thing.
So
But-
I want to go to a haunted place. I want to do like the proper ghost hunting experience.
Yeah.
I want it. I want to do it. But at the same time, I know for a fact, I'm going to feel wind on my knee
Yeah.
and I'm going to shit my pants. They'll be like, what was that? What was it? They're like, bro, the window's open. Like,
Yeah.
There's a gust in the wind.
Right. I don't know. But yeah, so I lived at this old creepy house on Sheboygan Street. I don't know if you ever visited me there. I don't think so. But yeah, so I lived in this old creepy house and like this just doors would shut and they would like slam shut for no reason and there was like no window and
That doesn't just happen.
yeah, no,
So
it
like
was creepy.
it happens if it
and-
like I guess it can like just creak shut, but
Yeah.
slam shut is a different
yeah,
thing.
and
You ever gone up there?
in that walk space, no, my landlord, he was like, you can go up there, but I think there's probably some bats up there. So I never,
I wouldn't.
definitely a ghost though. It's probably chilling in that crawl space.
Cool.
But yeah, so I don't know.
So that's about it. Just doors would slam and stuff like that.
My roommate had like night terrors. And so he would wake up
That's
and,
gotta be horrible.
and he, like at that time, he just had like so many night terrors.
Good thing he didn't kill you and use it as a defense.
Right? I mean,
Thankfully.
I'm really thankful for that as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Otherwise, I
But,
would have had to find someone else to do this podcast with. I would have never heard about the Smiley Face murders.
And he would always see like this woman in white. It was really weird.
Huh?
Later, yeah, and later,
He would?
yeah, and he would.
The
and later,
fuck?
And later on, I actually talked to like one of my friends who like had a girlfriend that lived downstairs, and he was like there a lot. And one time he was talking to me about it, and he was like, "Yeah, like I kept having this dream about like a woman in white when I was
that's
there," and I was
fucking
just like,
wild.
"Oh my god, it's real."
That's when you gave your 30-day notice.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out of here.
But yeah, and I don't know, like I guess like in that apartment there was like never a sense that I was like alone.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, but maybe that's just like an old house. I just like the
I don't know, like,
character of the house.
We have these like intuitions as humans or whatever, and just kind of like these more than I'd say we have more than 5 senses. We have the 5 like literal senses, but I think there is that 6th sense where you can sense things are about to go wrong. Like you can be in a situation and you can kind of be like,
Yeah.
you can get a feeling like of maybe I should get out of here, or somebody's here or something, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
Like
and
you
there-
can see you can feel when somebody's watching you.
right. And the same thing like when some people, I think a lot of people have it, and I have it myself, where like I go like if I tell myself I need to wake up at 7:01 tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
and I go to bed and I don't set an alarm, I guarantee you I will be up by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I will wake
I think
up.
that's like part of getting older though. Like I always get up when I need, I don't know.
But is it that,
Always
that's got to be
instinctively,
some sort
but
of
it's a sense.
it's got to be a sense. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely not like just like a thing that happens.
Yeah.
So if he's that's weird.
It was really weird. I mean, it's been quite a few years, so I don't remember like all the details of the story, but
We had like my dad's when growing up on the farm. He doesn't have it anymore. He hasn't for a while, but it was definitely haunted 100%. And I talked to somebody. He rented the upstairs out, and he brought up he rented it out to these two lesbians that he knew. It doesn't matter that they were lesbians, but
just adds to the flair.
Yeah,
of the story.
but they I interviewed them actually for one of those produced pieces, and she told me all this crazy shit that went down. Like they would wake up and there's a shadow figure at the end of their bed. One of them was taking a shower and they saw a hand reach in by like the water or like the handle.
That is my worst.
And nobody's
nightmare.
there. Yeah, like and and then they brought like a medium. They brought a fucking medium up there,
Really?
and they said it's a portal to the fucking afterworld, like to and from the afterworld.
What?
Fucking wild. Yeah, we lived there for a long. There's a bird.
That was a crow.
We lived there for a while, and like my sister would see. She wouldn't admit it now, but she. One time we were going out to feed the animals and do chores and stuff, and she like freaked. She's like, I was like, what's wrong? She's like, I just saw a lady walking down the hall. Straight up, like just, and I was like, oh.
I would be so freaked out.
I was. And then the problem was as I got older, my dad would go on these vacations because he's got a timeshare down in Florida, and then he would leave all the chores to me. And then so I would have to, I'd have to get up like 4 a.m, do the chores. We had baby goats at the time, so I'd have to milk their stupid moms, put the milk in bottles and bottle feed these bastards. These little goats, they're jumping all over you, and it's 5 a.m. You're just like, oh, fuck off, goats. Like, and then I'd have to go to school, go to work at a Walmart where I was working there part time, get done at 9, and drive back another 40 minutes or so to my dad's farm, and feed the baby goats again at night. And it was just so creepy. And at one point, my sister lived about 15 minutes away from my dad in an apartment. I wouldn't stay overnight at my dad's house. And I'm 17,
sounds creepy.
I'm 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
I'm a grown up in a sense. And I wouldn't stay there. The one time I did stay there was because my car got stuck in the snow in the driveway and I couldn't move.
That sounds like the start of
you're right.
A murder movie.
Right.
A horror movie.
And like I was just like, it was just some nights I would like wake up and I would just hear like walking.
Sounds so creepy.
And stuff like that. And like same thing with like that, like doors would close.
Yeah.
Like and so there was a hallway from the kitchen. There's a hallway, bathroom to the right, and then that came off the hallway, and then at the end of the hallway was a bedroom. And you had to walk through the bedroom to get into the kitchen. It was kind of a weird setup.
Yeah.
And there's a door open from the bedroom to that hallway, and that's the door that would close, and it would close when we played loud music. So like when I was playing
the spirits didn't like it.
Yeah, they didn't like Eminem, and they
imagine that.
They what is this noise? They would shut it, and it was just really weird.
Actually, I remember
the TV would turn on.
There was that's creepy.
And like one night we woke up, we all go to bed, and then we wake up, and we're just sweating our asses off. We're all sweating. And we're looking at the thermostat got turned up to 90 degrees. Who the fuck would do that? Nobody. We all went to bed at the same time. Right?
Definitely a ghost.
An old lady ghost. A cold ass lady.
She's just cold.
It's very frigid in here. We got to turn this up, babies.
But actually, one story I remember, me and my roommate, we were like just arguing about something. I don't even remember. But, and like he had like this plastic dresser like in his room, and all of a sudden it tipped over, but we thought it happened in like the other side of the apartment, so we walked over there and we're like, what tipped over, like what is? And then we like went over into his room, and it was just like all of his stuff was sprawled everywhere, and it was just like no way that could tip over, and it was just so bizarre. And that's when I started to believe that we weren't alone.
That's crazy.
It was really creepy, actually. I hated being at that apartment by myself. It was kind of the same story. Like,
yeah, it's just freaky. Like when you're places by yourself. And it was like funny. Like there was a cat that I wasn't necessarily fond of at my dad's house, and when I was by myself, that cat was right next to me.
Really?
Every time, yes. And I wouldn't push it away or anything. I was like, yeah, you stay by me, kitty. Like you're my. But
right now,
there was times where like I hear like these footsteps and stuff, and my heart, like you can hear I could hear my heart beating because I was so fucking scared. I was just terrified. And my dad would be in the other room, but I'm just so like he was, but everyone's sleeping.
Does your dad think the house was haunted?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
100%. Yeah.
It was a portal, actually.
A portal. Like, yeah, that's, I don't know.
Like Beetlejuice.
My sister, yeah. Michael Keaton shows up. It's showtime or whatever. My sister lived up there for a brief amount of time. She lived like upstairs. So, because it was set up where you could have the two separate like things. And yeah, she didn't live there long.
She hated it.
Yeah, she felt uncomfortable. Just because, you know, there was a sense of comfort downstairs where we were, just because I think we were just used to it, but just weird shit. You know, nothing like violent happened. Nothing weird happened to us. The people upstairs, yeah. And there was one dude who, like, so when we bought the house, we kind of inherited a tenant upstairs. Okay. And they could have told him to leave, but they didn't care. You know, we'll take the extra money, you know, or whatever. And it was the family's farm. It was his family's farm from upstairs, so they didn't really want to do that, you know. And he was a really nice dude. Eventually, he left, but he never, from what I know, had any weird problems. But maybe it's because
he probably did though.
Maybe it was his family members. Maybe they're just. He played polka every night. He probably was, you know, catering to these ghosts. No, he definitely he was playing polka.
That's kind of an odd thing to play really loud though.
Yeah. Who plays polka by themselves in an old record player? Like, I want to hear "Roll Out the Barrel." Here we go, everybody.
He's just poking by himself or
poking.
Polka.
How do you? Yeah, what's?
I don't know. What's dancing? Like the
poking?
The adverb for that? I don't know. But anyways,
I don't know. But yeah, when he left, and I don't just weird shit happens, but nothing too bad. And there's times nowadays, even like. It'll be weird. It always happens when I'm sleeping. I always like hear somebody talk.
At your dad's house?
No,
or even
where
like
I'm at now.
Oh, okay.
Like just when I'm sleeping, like because they say sometimes like spirits like attach themselves to you, which I thank God I've never had that happen. But
maybe you have though.
Maybe I sometimes like I've heard like I hear it and it's like they're right next to me, like it's like right when I'm about to go to sleep, so I think it's kind of like just a weird state of mind, like when you're going from consciousness to sleep state or something like that. But it happens very frequently where I'll hear like Drew, like clearly, like just, and it's like it'll be just like a foreign person's, not like a foreign from a distant land, but like a person that I don't know's voice, and I wake up and look around.
That's so weird.
It is. Is it weird?
I mean,
I hope I'm not the only one that has that.
It's never happened to me.
It's weird because like I hear like, I don't know. I'll just hear like weird like everyday like phrases, and it's like so crystal clear.
And it wakes you up.
And that's when I open my eyes and I look around and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know,
and it's
what?
Just you.
I hope. I hope. It only happens when I'm sleeping though. So I think.
I mean, it's not. You don't have like a schizophrenic.
Oh, what was that? Yeah. No, I don't. It doesn't happen when I'm awake, thankfully. So I don't know, but hopefully one day I can find somebody to take me on a paranormal adventure.
That would be kind of cool.
Because we could record it and make it a podcast easily. Easily.
You've come up with so many great podcast ideas in this podcast.
I have.
Yeah.
And I have no time to pursue them. If only I were just loaded.
Yeah.
That would be so great.
When you were a trust fund baby. Wouldn't your life have just been...
It would be so good.
So much better.
So much better. All right, let's talk about these beers here. Let's good conversation.
Yeah.
Good conversation, Dave Jackson. You learned things about the Smiley
Face.
You're so polite about it.
I know.
You fucking ass bag. That's what I'm gonna call it.
I just can't believe it was my podcast that he criticized.
Your episode. Yeah, he wouldn't have liked any episode. He doesn't like most of them, from my understanding. I don't. Fuck him. I just thought I needed to share that information with you because, apparently we don't work well together in podcast form.
I guess not.
So these the Apis 4. I'm gonna take one more sip. Oh. There might have been some audio issues for a second there because this computer is a pile of shit. Apis 4, one more sip.
I kind of like it, but I could, like I said, I could only have like one. Like I couldn't be like, and it would be like after dinner. If I'm being honest,
which I feel like I should be, we always go drink it or dump it. I am gonna dump it into your sink because I'm not gonna finish it. I'm not gonna finish it.
I would drink this one. I wouldn't. The
Monkless Belgian Ales from Oregon, the Peppercorn Imperial Wit. If I had to finish it, one more sip. The last sip taste. You know, it doesn't have much flavor to it.
Tastes like fermented water.
Right.
With like a little bit of citrus.
That's a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it. It's a style, like they said, that really went away for a long time.
I wonder why.
And the kind of beer enthusiasts have brought it back.
Are they talking about Belgian ale style?
No, not Belgian
No,
ales.
they were talking about the wit.
The wit beers, yes.
Okay.
They're not very popular. Yeah, no, Belgian, there's Belgian like stouts
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff
why
like that.
I was confused.
We did a Belgian, me and Trevor had a Belgian one, a stout last week, and it was really good. I'm going to say I'm also going to dump it down your sink.
Yeah, I'm going to dump this one.
This is a shitty way to end it.
These Oregon beers are not winning.
One's from Colorado.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, the first one's from Colorado. The second one's from Oregon. This has never happened before, Anna.
Sorry, we make shitty podcasts.
Well, we're being honest.
Yeah.
We're giving our opinion about it. Just like Dave Jackson gave his opinion about it, whether or not, I don't take his opinion, but other people might, which is fine. He's entitled to it. I don't know. I'm going to say next week, I'm going to drink an IPA.
You strayed away and it didn't work.
I think I deserve it.
Yeah. After this round.
Sorry to say, the first Tavour beers that I've tried, these are the first two I've tried out of this box that I got a long time ago. I am not impressed. But
yeah,
that's just kind of, that's with anything. You got to try it first
they should
before.
Still give you a sponsorship.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault I don't like it.
You picked bad beers.
Correct. Correct. Not bad beers. These are my opinions.
Yeah.
It's not for me. It could be for you. Dudes with Brews on a Porch. My good friend Anna, the well-spoken, the very intelligent, the very projected voice, Anna, who is going to be a psychologist.
Nope.
No, what are you going to do?
I'm going to just be a social worker, but I'll be
kind of like a psychologist sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your clients are 90% of them are going to hate you.
They're going to need a psychologist.
They're not going to like the. If you're a social worker, the odds are you're not going to be well liked.
Yeah. I'm going to work with old people though, so they kind of like you. Maybe not old people ghosts though.
Let me talk about something real quick. I have a theory about old people. So do you have to be somewhere?
No.
Okay. No. My theory is when you reach to a certain age, like many things in life, you come to a fork in the road. Mm-hmm. You can either go right or you can go left. And it's your choice alone. And whatever choice you make, it's not wrong. It's not right. It's just your choice. And one of the roads that you could go down is like, I'm at the age where I'm at the later part of my life. I'm going to die sooner than I'm going to continue living. I'm going to be nice to everybody. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to spend the time the way I want to and be a good person and be nice to people. Or you could go the other route and just be like, get the fuck off my lawn.
Yeah.
You stupid kid.
So psychologist Eric Erickson actually has like a whole...
Eric Erickson.
Yep. Did you learn it? Well, we took Psych 101 together in high school, so we probably learned about him. But he actually has
That was a weak psychology class.
No, it wasn't good. But he has these stages of development, I think they were.
Okay.
And yeah, so when you reach that age of it's like 40 to 60.
So this is a real thing.
Yeah, you either reach kind of like this idea
original.
of like ego integrity or despair, and if you've reached kind of ego integrity, meaning that you've like kind of gone through all these really good stages and you've reached the end of your life, then you're going to be like happy and you're going to give back. And if you've reached like your end of your life and you're like a shitbag, then you're going to be in despair. And it's a really interesting theory if anybody wants to
I think like me, I'm going to be a blend
but you thought of it first.
I'm going to be thank you. I'm going to be a blend of both.
You're just in the middle.
I'm going to be really nice. I'm going to this is kind of the approach I take to life now. I try to be as nice as I possibly can to everybody. It doesn't always happen.
Except for that one podcast guy.
Right. I'm not, I fail. I'm not always nice to people. Sometimes I'm mean to people, and I've done mean things that I wish I hadn't. I've said things I wish I hadn't, but it happens. But I try to be as nice as possible. I try to be as positive as possible. But when it comes to self-reflection, I fucking hate myself, and I have a really low self-esteem, and it's...
Oh, no.
It's all inner.
Yeah. Just internalize all that.
It's hard to deal with sometimes. But I'm very aware of it, and I'm very aware that I overthink things, and I shouldn't. And it's like I get so worked up, and I'm like, you shouldn't be worked up about it.
Yeah.
You're overanalyzing it. Stop it. Like I'm very self-aware. I feel like I am.
Yeah, you want to reach the end of your days and not be in despair, though.
Right,
Yeah.
Right. Well, I just hate myself, but but I like everybody else. So, that's a better.
No, I don't think that is.
No?
No, you should probably, yeah.
I'm not going to do anything bad.
Yeah.
I just have it's my own worst enemy. Things are getting weird. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on.
Pew Pew Audio. Goodbye, everyone.